Hello, Flosstube. Today is New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2022, and this is my WIPGO update, Flosstube update number 263. Today I'm going to do, because it's the end of the year, I'm going to do a WIP parade, so it could be very, pretty long for me, especially, because usually my videos are like 30 to 45 minutes or so, and this is probably going to be a while. I did do my WIPGO board for 2023, and it looks like this. And part of it is because I've got FFOs and WIPs and new starts. I didn't write down anything for the new starts because I didn't want to confine myself. So I think in that blank space, I'm going to write what which new start I choose for the month. But my WIPs, if you look, I only have 6 days on them. And I have a couple of them, I think maybe one or two, that I'm going to try to finish. On the Kitty Kitty and Parade of Elephants, I hope to be able to finish those in the 6 days that I have allotted for them. The Kitty Kitty I know is very close to a finish. It's just really the borders. There's an inside border and an outside border to do on that. And the Parade of Elephants, I think, is about maybe 2/3 of the way done, something like that. So hopefully maybe I'll be able to do that. And the others are carryovers, of course, from my WIPGOs of this past year, but a few additions because I had like 5 finishes that were on my WIPGO board last year. I had a total of, I want to say 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah. 19 finishes last year, which is, not a lot compared to some people, but for me, that's pretty good. Some of these I had around forever, like the baby sampler that I finally finished. I've had it in my WIPGO, in my unfinished pile for like 25 years because I started it before my nephew was born, my nephew Eli, and finished it this past year. He turned 25, I think, in August. So yeah, I've had it for a while. And I had some smaller things, some bookmarks. I had like 3 bookmarks, so they're relatively small, but I did finish those. And I had some Christmas finishes also. So yeah, so some of them I've had for a while, and some of, so it was good to get them done finally. And again, this coming year, I only have like 6 days listed. I may do longer because with 2 pulls, that's say a couple of days for each FFO that I do, maybe 2 days. So that would be a total of 4 days. And then 6 days for each WIP would be a total of 12 days. And so then I have about half of the month left, So for a new start, so say a couple of new starts, but I have like 15, 14 days left each month to do new starts and to do maybe a little bit extra stitching on the WIPGO, on the WIPs that I have pulled for that month. So we'll see how it goes. And we do have the January numbers already, so I'm going to look at those too. But so, oh, I wanted to say last week I talked about the FFOs that I did as Christmas presents, and one of them was the little snowman on the sled. And one day I was rewatching it, and I realized that I kept misspeaking because I would say the dollar spot at Michael's was the dollar spot at Target. Everybody knows that. I was just like, I don't know what was going on in my mouth. But I did find out, did go back and look, and the Snowman's Treat, the one I finished on the sled, is called Snowman's Treat, yeah, by Caitlin Berg, Baerg. that was in that magazine. So I had misspoken before. I wasn't sure what it was called, and who the designer was. But it's Caitlin Berg, Snowman's Treat. Is that the snowman that I finished on the sled. Anyway, yeah. So I kept saying, oh, I got this at the dollar spot at Michael's. No, it was at Target. Craziness. Okay, so I am going to talk about my whips. I have the finished either the pattern or the pictures of them from in this little pile here. So Gray Wolf was one of the WIPGO pulls for this month, for December. And so I did my 10 days on it. And it's from this booklet, Endangered Species, by Cross My Heart, is the designer. I didn't look up the individual, if there's an individual designer listed. But it's this one here, this wolf, this gray wolf. Very pixelated, full coverage. I didn't make much progress on it. I did do everything in this one color. And let's see, I've got this upside down. Yeah. So I did again, everything in this corner, this darker color in this corner, and I did do a line up here on top, and then wherever this darker color appeared. You can't really tell because it's in this other stuff, with this other stuff. But I did a little bit. And then I did some on his cheek here. I did another color that I kind of went around and did where I could find it. And then here on his cheek. And it's, I did spend a little bit of time, like with my colored pencils, just filling in the stitches that I already did, because they're not all marked on the copy of the chart that I have. So so I did it for a future me, but yeah, so there, that one, there's the gray wolf. So it's on my WIPGO board for next year, of course. I don't know what I can accomplish in only 6 days on that one, but I lost the, oh, here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in their project bags individually, because there's so many. I don't want to get them all mixed up and have to go back and redo it. Find them all again. So, and then of course I had Santa's House was the other WIPGO pull for this month, for December, and I already showed what that's like. That's going to be also, that's another one of my whips. It's going to be on the list for next month, of course. And that's this one here. You've already seen that. Yeah, so maybe, I keep saying this, I don't know. Maybe next year I'll concentrate on one room or one aspect of it or whatever, and, get more done that way. That's a big if. That's a big question. And then I have, and then these are again in no particular order. The more recent ones are probably the ones I done that were recent pulls or whatever. So this one is Daily Walk in the Woods by Carol Manning. This one here. Lots and lots of trees. And I talked just recently about this also. So, and I was working on this upper corner over here. So I did about 5 trees. I did all of these here, and one of these little bitty ones, one or two of these little bitty ones. And I started with, finishing this corner on this tree. So all of these things, this little tree, these guys, these big guys, and the little trees, were all done in 10 days. And so again, next year, this is on the list for next year, and I only have 6 days, so I don't know how much of it I'll do, but yeah. That one. And then, oh, this was on the balcony. This, again, was one of my WIPGO, recent WIPGO pulls. And I don't know, I have somewhere here, I think. Yeah, the picture of it. It's here. This Puck and Snug in the balcony at my apartment in Little Rock. And my sister Eve took a photograph and designed it as a cross-stitch design. So this is how much I got work done on in the 10 days. And this is just the bottom of his body and the table that he's sitting on. I just didn't finish it all. Yeah. So hopefully next year I'll finish the cat's body. So it's a little more recognizable. The Puck's body. I haven't gotten to Snug yet. He's down on the floor of the balcony. And then, let's see. Oh, this one. So now this is kind of at the beginning of the year because Spring Scamper. This was, let me see if I've got the picture here. This is Twin Peak Primitives design, I believe. Here it is. No, it's not Twin Peak Primitives. This is Misty Pursel Luminous Fiber Arts. Spring Scamper. So my goal last time was to finish this carrot mobile thing here. And I don't know how much else, how much more of it I finished. Yeah, the one bunny and this little couple of random carrots. But that is, excuse me, Spring Scamper. So there's a lot going on in this. It's a pretty good sized design. There's a chicken back here. That's part of his wing there. Chicken and another bunny on the back of this carrot. And then there are a couple of tulips and other bunnies and chicks and on there. So I've done just this one bunny is finished and this carrot mobile and part of this chicken is on there. And like I said, there's a few random carrots that I did. And I did this early in the year. Yeah. Again, hopefully maybe I'll finish the chicken and the other bunny on there as this one comes up. This is a Piano Cat. And this one I had to do a restart on because I had gotten the fabric oriented wrong to begin with. And then I realized as I was working on it that it wasn't going to fit on here. Because sometimes, uh-oh, I dropped something. Sometimes when you do, when you orient it wrong, like with the Carol Manning design, the Daily Walk in the Woods, I did orient that wrong, but there's just enough fabric, on the edges that I'll be able to finish it probably. If I finish it in a frame, for instance, you can always add fabric if you have to help, tack it on the whatever background you use, whatever. And if you finish it as a pillow, you can kind of, fudge those edges depending on how close to the edge you get it, whatever. But this one, and I had done so much. This was where I was to begin with. And it was kind of, I think it goes like this. And I had oriented it wrong. It was supposed to go like this. And so in looking at it more closely, I realized it wasn't going to fit. and I had done so much. I think I did just one color, but it's a very pixelated design. This is by, I want to say Design Works. Sorry, I had it here. Here it is. This is a kit. Yeah, Design Works, Piano Cat, Pipsqueak Productions. So, like I said, I did a lot of it, but I had it oriented wrong and it wasn't going to fit on the fabric. So I restarted it. And this is a fabric that I dyed myself. This is a 28 count Lugana. And so I did a little bit more. I didn't do quite as much of the gray, but I did his eye and tongue and part of the piano and part of the music. So, yeah. So hopefully next year when I work on it, when it comes up again, I'll get some more progress done on it. And yeah. And even though it has, it came with kit threads, they're all DMC numbers. So I should be able to find them in my stash if I need to, if I run out. Excuse me, 1 minute. Okay. So my next one is also a Design Works kit, designed by Nicola Gregory, Peacock. And this one again came with white Aida and the threads and all that kind of stuff. And I left it on Aida, but I dyed the Aida fabric. I just dyed it this, oops, wait, scissors are stuck to there with a needle minder. Yeah, it goes like this. So I dyed it kind of a, it's kind of a, it's hard to, it doesn't show up on the camera. It's kind of a pinky, purpley color. Kind of like the color of, I want to say like black cherry ice cream. Cherry ice cream. It's got a, it's like I said, it's got this pinky, purpley, I don't know if it's, it's kind of blowing out. But just, this is just the, you know, the feathers of the peacock, as a little, you know, it's kind of like this area down here. So I really am looking forward to working on this some more. It's really pretty. Yeah. So there's that one. Oh, this is, I've got the Love to Stitch, 2021 from embroidery.com needle minder on there. Oopsie, I don't want that. So, that is Peacock. Excuse me. I'm having trouble getting it back in there. This is a bag I picked up a couple of these bags. Like this one I got at the dollar spot at Target. They're just like little, you know, cosmetic bags or whatever, random bags that they happened to have there at the dollar spot at the time. And I thought, that would be a great project bag. It's just, you know, the right size. So this one then is, I believe it's Voyage of Discovery, which is the, I have 4 ship designs. So this is Voyage of Discovery, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. And it's a lot of stitching. This is by, what do you call it? Stony Creek, excuse me, Stony Creek. So like I said, there's a lot of stitching. It's almost, not quite, but almost full coverage. This up here is like, half stitches. But there's, it calls for Krynic down here, and I had not decided whether I'm going to use Krynic or use something else. But let me just move this a little bit. Ooh, uh-oh. Move the needle minder over. I made these needle minders out of some, I guess they were refrigerator magnets that I saw at Cracker Barrel that were these sort of old-fashioned map, ship pictures that they had there one time that I went to Cracker Barrel, and I bought the set of 4 magnets, and I made them into needle minders. They're very big and very heavy, but they're very appropriate. So this is the middle ship of the 3 of them. I started in the middle. So there's clouds back here. These are clouds, and then the sails of the ship, and the pennant and all that. So I made decent progress on that. And this is 28 count Lugana that I dyed myself. So all of the ship patterns are on this same fabric. I just dyed like 2 big pieces of fabric. And I'm trusting that they're the right size. I'm trusting that my using the cross stitch calculator that I had enough fabric for each one. Anyway, so that is Voyage of Discovery by Stoney Creek. And then this, I believe, let me scoop my whips over here. Okay, in my whip box. This is a project bag by I can't think of her name. Friday Off the Grid. But I saw this. She, had talked about it, I guess, on her channel a long time ago, and I saw this lizard fabric. I was like, oh, that's so cute. I have to have it. So there's a needle minder that, made out of this fabric. It's a cover button kind of thing, and I have it somewhere. I don't have it on the project that's in here, but I have it somewhere. I used it somewhere and I stuck it somewhere. And this is the project bag that came with it. This lizard skin looking. Anyway, this is a Dimensions kit called Winter Gathering. This picture, and this is by I thought I had the name of the designer. Kim Martin. This really cute picture. These little trees, ghosty looking trees in the background, are half stitches, as I recall. But there's the little birdies wearing their little winter hats, and they're hanging up their stockings. Really cute picture. So this, whoopsie. So again, I used the Kit Ada, and I don't think I dyed it. I think it came in this blue. I don't remember. But yeah, so some of the trees I've got in there, and some of the birds. I got some of the stockings, partly done at least. So yeah, that's coming along. It's so cute. I just love that design. Excuse me. So then, this is, I want to say, let's look at the pattern here real quick. Oh yeah, old clipper ship. Maybe. old clipper ship. This is from Seascapes 5. This is, I'm sure it's out of print. Because it's from like, I don't know what, years and years and years ago. This one up here, old clipper ship. It's one of the several patterns in this book. So gosh, this is, let's see what I can see. Yeah, 1988 Tidewater Originals. So Seascapes 5, and this is again that same blue fabric that I used for the Voyage of Discovery, and another one of these large needle minders, and I have this upside down. It goes like this. So on this, I did a lot of the spars and the masts. And there's the bowsprit right there. Yeah, and and the outline of the sails. This darker color on the sails. Maybe that, excuse me, my pouch, my project bag pouch is about to fall. So yeah, there's that one. So maybe I can either get more of the ship in or get more of the sails outlined or something. But there's that. Sorry, excuse me for folding this. And let's keep that in there. And this is like just a little project envelope kind of thing. I don't even know where I got it. It's just a little plastic snap envelope. Excuse me. I shifted stuff around in my little bin. Things aren't fitting quite as well. And so this is, I believe, Pandemic. I think. It's a surprise. This is a project bag my sister made for me. This lovely ship fabric. I found it at, I don't know where I found it, at Walmart, I think. And then I think she found this fabric to go with it, or maybe I did, I don't remember. But yeah, it has these lovely handles and the zipper. And there's a little ship charm on there. Anyway, so, but I don't have, I don't know if I had one of my ship projects in there or not beforehand, but anyway, this is Pandemic. So I'm doing it on this green cloth. It was a 28 count Lugana, I think, that I dyed myself. And this is the finished whole pattern. And I started in the middle with this, more or less in the middle, with this structure here. And I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it like all different shades of blue, you know, and in the end, you know, as I started doing it, I was like, yeah, I thought, well, maybe I could do like all the different animals, you know, different colors of blue, you know, like the individual animals that you find in here. Like there's a couple of birds here, and there's some deer here, and you know, maybe do them each a different color or something like that. And then as I was going along, there's, I think, these owls up here, and there's, you know, anyway, so I thought, well, I don't know if that's, you know, I missed it. I did it all in one color because I was doing a lot of it, that main flower thing, in one color. And so then I thought, well, okay, maybe I'll just do it all in one color. And then I decided then to do the little deer in, and then on the inside of this urn thing that they're on. So, you know, so it remains to be seen what I'll choose for what, but so I did get down to those deer. So that's pandemic. It's a lot of cloth, excuse me. And again, you know, I have short goals for next year for my WIPGO stuff, and what I do just depends on how I feel that month. What else is going on that month? Well, that's a lot of cloth. So that is pandemic. And I have it in here partly because this is a very roomy bag, so there's the pattern is in here, and this giant piece of fabric, and all that, so. Turn this way, it's a little bit easier to fit. Okay. So this is Kitty Kitty by La Di Da. And in this model is done on black fabric with greens and grays and this rust color. And I did it slightly differently. I had this dark green fabric that I had bought. It's by Primitive Hair, I think, as I recall. Yeah, Primitive Hair Rainbow Collection. This is 30 count linen. And I had bought it because I loved the color, and I had no idea what I was going to do on it. But then I decided to do this Kitty Kitty on it. And I did have to make a slight adjustment. I wanted to do the cats black and white. Like my cats, Cyrano and Hotspur, were brothers that were tuxedos. So I did them in black and white instead of gray and lighter gray or whatever. So I was a little concerned that the leaves on this tree might not show up, but I think they did. Yeah. And then, what is her name? Lori Markovich, I think, whatever. Her initials are on here with the year. And I don't think I had decided on the initials. I think I might put C and H, you know, for Cyrano and Hotspur on there. But anyway, so I have this as a goal on for this for my WIPGO goal is to finish it, because all that's left is the outer part of this border here, and yeah, and then like where it comes around the bottom here, as well as, you know, those initials in the inside. So it's just border stuff that's left to do. Like I said, there's an outer continuation of the border around here. So the inner border and the outer border, and it'll be done. Yeah, I had a hard. Oh, there's a needle minder from that bag from the lizard bag. Anyway, so I was a little concerned with it, you know, because it's on dark fabric, and that, you know, how that can be problematic if you're. And there was one time that I was working on it that was like I couldn't get it. I couldn't see it, you know. The first time I had worked on it, I had figured it out, I guess. And the second, then I pulled it out at one point to work on it, and I just I couldn't get my mojo. You know? I couldn't get it to where I could really see it, and then I don't know, somehow I found it again. So this is another one of those bags from the dollar spot at Michael's. It's like the squishy jelly kind of stuff. It's weird, I know. Okay, then this is Monster Wonder Whale from Owl Forest Embroidery. It's a little kit and came in this little box. I just took a photocopy of the box. This is the only copy of the finished product that I have. So this is Owl Forest Embroidery Monster Wonder Whale. It's all written in Cyrillic on here on the box. But so it was a kit. It came with the fabric serged very nicely, linen, and then all the threads. And it came with a needle minder also. So here's a needle minder. Came there. It's a little chip. And then this is my progress so far. So I have a few more things to finish in the whale and some of these little trees and stuff. But yeah, it's coming along very nicely. There's part of a sail of a ship down here. Some various things. So yeah. But the whale is essentially done. His little eyes and his eye and his body. I just have a lot of those little designs on the inside to do still. But anyway, so that's Monster Wonder Whale. It's funny. I've got hoops in some of the bags, but when I was getting this bin ready, there's a whole bunch of hoops stuck in the front that I guess I had taken out. And this is a gift bag that one of my viewers gifted me. Sorry, whoever you are, I can't think of your name offhand, but it's very pretty little vinyl front bag. This is And Heaven and Nature Sing by Kathy Barrick. And this was very popular a few years ago. Everybody was doing this. And I didn't want to pull the trigger on it at the time, but then I decided to do it. And I think this is charted in silks primarily, but there is a DMC conversion, which is what I'm using. And I did work on it some this year. It was on my WIPGO pull. And so I finished part of the deer, and I did this little garland of holly or whatever around his neck. And the cardinals I had already finished. But, yeah, I did a little bit more of that. Almost finished with the deer. There's like two colors on the deer. There's this lighter brown color underneath here. That I haven't done yet, and and then all these little random little trees, and I just barely started on this, I don't know what thistle thing, whatever that's on here, so I haven't gotten any more of that, but yeah. And Heaven and Nature Sing by Kathy Barrick. And this is I want to say, maybe 32 count linen that it's on. And I think it's just coffee and or tea dyed by me some time ago. Actually, I have right here what it is. Yeah, 32 count linen. Coffee tea dyed, yeah. So there. That is And Heaven and Nature Sing. Sorry. This project bag that Spring Scamper was in was also with that with the other one. They were done by the same person. Whose name? I cannot remember, sorry. I should. And this is Hello Pumpkin. This particular printout of the picture doesn't have that, the last part of it, but it is complete because it was a sal some time ago. A mystery sal. So I did, I finished some of the little icons on there, but not all of them. So the bottom part is finished. Yeah, did I finish the mushroom? Yeah, you just can't see it. Yeah, I did finish the stem of the mushroom. So I think the bottom part is finished up to the owl on this side, and there's more over here on this side. But this fox, I think I finished the fox. Yeah. But then there's, lots of leaves. And then I forget what's in the upper. There's a hedgehog up here. That's what that part of that hedgehog there. And some other things. Leaves and acorns and whatever. Yeah, so. And I think there was a little mistake in one of these, but it's not going to affect the overall placement. And this is a 32 or 28 count. Let me see right here. It says it. This is 28 count even weave. Avocado dyed. That's why it's kind of this rosy color. It's dyed with the skins and the pit of an avocado, which renders, oddly enough, a sort of pink color. Very nice. I just boiled avocado skins and the pit, and then put the cloth in there, and it came out this lovely pink color. For a while, I was experimenting with different natural dyes, and I did fabric with I dyed with berries, blueberry, strawberry, raspberry kind of things, and it came out very nice, very kind of pale, and with the blueberry kind of stained it little purpley spots or whatever. But I found I did I don't have it handy, a little pillow finish with, it was a picture of some violets, some flowers on there. And the fabric, I noticed that when I was ironing it, it would bring out the colors a little more vibrantly. But then as it cooled, they were a little faded. So it wasn't very strong. I don't know if I didn't leave it in the dye long enough, or if that, because it's a natural dyeing, that it didn't take as well. I mean, I don't know. Because I wouldn't call it color fast necessarily, because again, it's just natural dyeing, whatever. Oh, this I want to say this little t-shirt, this elephant t-shirt that my sister-in-law Rachel gave me for Christmas. So, thank you. This is a parade of elephants, and this is on my WIPGO board, and I'm hoping to finish it. This is by Janine McGowan of the Blue Flower. This was in Punch, Needle, and Primitive Stitcher magazine, the summer issue, summer 22 issue. She did a series of these. A Glaring of Cats is another one I want to do from this series. And she did I think 4 of these animal gatherings like that. But I did this parade of elephants, and you can they're not quite enough contrast, I think, between the elephants and the cloth in this. I don't know if it's the photograph or the fabric or thread choice, whatever. But I did it on this red fabric that I had dyed this myself. This is 28 count Lugana. And I actually didn't know what I was going to do with this fabric because it's such a weird color, and I didn't have anything offhand that I had dyed it for on purpose. But then I thought, well, that gray actually will show up very nicely on this fabric. So I'm hoping I have this as a finish in 6 days. I don't know if I can do it, but because all that's left really is there's a stretch of border down here, and then there's a baby elephant under here, a little elephant, and then part of this, I think it's the back elephant, whichever, yeah. So there's, yeah. So it's almost done, not quite done. So I'm hoping to do that, more of that one, and maybe I can get it finished. I'm hoping to get it finished. Well, and I have, 6 days, and like I said, I have a little bit of leeway, so if I'm close, I may just go ahead and finish it. Okay. And then, yeah, I think, upside down, what happened if I got it right side up? I think this is the elephant biscornu. Yeah. This is by, ooh, excuse me, I'm dropping threads everywhere. I really am. Gosh, I pulled like all of the threads out. Sorry. This is, oh, it's another thread. Elephant Biscornu by Tinymodernist. This is part of they had a Biscornu of the Month club going on, and but you could also buy them individually. So this is the elephant Biscornu. There was an elephant, a panda, giraffe, various animals. So this is the elephant Biscornu. These little elephants wearing a crown. There's another bob. All the thread bobbins are tucked in here, I guess. So this is, let's see, it says right here what the fabric is. I got a mess going on here. Yeah, 25 count Lugana. In the colorway Steel Blue. This is an Artiste brand from Hobby Lobby. And so this is my start on this elephant biscornu. This guy is complete with a little crown of flowers, and then these little. So this is about halfway done. I think I have this list as a finish also. Maybe not. I don't know. But so that one, that's Elephant Biscornu by Tinymodernist. And then, yeah, this is another one of my ship patterns. This is Ship Serenity by Ronnie Rowe Designs. Yeah. This is part of his pen and ink collection. And they're basically just these, pixelated one color, like they're all done in black, like pen and ink drawings. And it's kind of a lot of stitches. But this is, again, this same blue Lugana. Some here, and this is just one little, I want to say it's the back section back here. This far and this, part of this back section of the ship. So it's quite a ways to go. And you can tell this is this is like 823, DMC 823. And I'm hoping that I counted this right. Because if not, it's going to be a big mess. But anyway, that's ship Serenity. So these are a long ways from being done. Oh, that's another one of these magnets. Ship's compass. And then the last of my ship patterns, I think, is this from Tall Ships and Seascapes by Pucker Brush. This one here. It's called Running with the Wind. Running with the Wind. And this particular model is done like on a darker, like a gray fabric. Hold on one second. And so again, I'm doing it on this same fabric. And there's another one of those needle winders. I worked on this from WIPGO. Let me see if I get it the right direction, holding it upright. I think it goes like this. Would help to know that when I work on it. So I did, there's a lot of white in those sails. And yeah, this is the way it goes. And so the part of the body of the ship is down here somewhere. So long ways to go. And like I said when I was working on all of these for my as they came up in my WIPGO, I love sailing ships, but that kind of condemns you to do a lot of white or ecru or whatever to do all those sails. And so the more realistic, the more sails, sails and masts and sails and spars and everything else. So that's Tall Ships and Seascapes. And I think, that's another copy of that. Okay. And so that is all my real WIPGO pulls, almost. Not necessarily all my WIPs, but I think that was all the stuff that I had on my WIPGO boards that I did not finish. And I had one other thing, and now that I have the printout here, but I don't have the actual WIP. I redid this. This is the Come Thou Fount. I had stitched this. I didn't FFO it, of course, but I had stitched this in 2019, I think it was. When I went to Stitch Shenanigans. That was the first. And I guess they're going to do a second one in Las Vegas. So I'm not going to be able to go to that. But the first one we did was here in Phoenix. And I had finished this in 2018, but it was a different version of this pattern, Come Thou Fount. So I revised it a little bit, redid it, and I changed the border. It's a little bit nicer border. And I think I changed a little bit of the motifs in the middle here. But, and I think I just started it somewhere. I just started this like border area, I think. But I don't know what I did with it. I don't think I have it here. I don't know. But anyway, there's that. So if I find it, I'll work on it. I need to put that on my list. And then so let me see if I've got this here. So this is a project bag that my sister, another one that she made with a vinyl front, and it's quilted in this and on the inside there's this sunflower fabric on the inside, and it has a little fancy zipper. She had some fancy zippers. They're like a little bit different size, you know, but she had, you know. So this one I did not take out of the coop here. This was also a kit, and it came with a lot of the threads. This is extra thread because it is full coverage in the background here. This is the picture. This is called Yay. It's like it's a Native American design. It's called it's from the Rugs of the Southwest series. It says Southwest Decoratives. It says, I don't know. Yeah, Patty Grandel is the name of the designer. So it's got these. This one is one body here, a head and feet, and then there's two here, and then the corn stalk. So this like ecru color is all stitched, so it's full coverage basically. So and I believe I'll go ahead and do it because the fabric I didn't dye the fabric or anything, so it just is like white Ada or maybe slightly off white, but no, it goes like this. Sorry. So I just started on one of those, the sisters in the middle. Sisters. I call them that because my brother-in-law said it's like the three sisters. So I think I started on this one here in the middle. And didn't do a whole lot. But like I said, it came with all the kit threads, and I had bought this some time ago, and I thought, well, they'll just fit perfectly. So this is actually that full coverage background, and like I said, that other hank, I had more of it here. So, but yeah, so I decided to put this wooden floss drop thing to good use for that. But so that is just a random new start that I had. It was not on my WIPGO pulls last year, but I think it is. I went ahead and added it to my WIPGO board for this year. So yeah, like now I'm and the ones that I added. Hold on one second. I'm going through and fixing because I have some random pages in here. So this one I've had for a while, and I started it. I think in May I started a bunch of random things, and this was, you know, among them, but it's going to be on my WIPGO board. So this is Kind and Gentle Woodland Holiday Sampler, by Karina Hiddle for Artful Offerings. And I just, you know, my sister Eve bought this. Actually, it's her pattern, and she said, "Will you stitch this for me?" So, but it's a lovely deer and rabbits in their little, I don't know what, pajamas, I guess, decorating a tree, and it's got a little alphabet here and a cardinal with a scarf. So it's really cute. So I just have a little bit of a start on it. I worked on it a little bit. It's the deer and his antlers is all I've got. And this is some kind of linen. I don't think I dyed. I think it just came, yeah, it's just natural the way it came. I want to say it's 32 count, but I'm not sure. And, oh, here. I have my little label right here. what it is. It is 28 count Carolina linen. And so I'm hoping to put this on there. So I've got, like I said, I just got this part of this deer and antlers so far. His ears and his antlers. And then, okay, yeah, this is a design I did for my father, and I haven't gotten very far because I kind of like was trying to decide if I wanted to use the fabric, if I wanted to change the fabric or whatever. Yeah, this is, yeah. I'm just looking at this because I'm not quite understanding what I did here because I don't think it's right. Maybe it is. I don't know. This is well, this is the design, Wayfaring Stranger, with the little sheep and the fish. And it says, I am a poor wayfaring stranger while traveling through this world below. And then another part of the song verse is, I am just going over Jordan, I am just going over home. And it has my dad's name and dates on there. And so this is 1/1 on this. It's just embroidery fabric from Hobby Lobby. I think it's like 40 count. And so I think that's all the bigger that it is in 1/1. I have to recount that and see if I've got that right, because it looks, bigger than that in this picture. It looks more square, but I don't know. I have to recount it and see if that's correct or not. Now that I'm looking at it going, I don't know about that. But anyway, so that's another one. I just started on the border and have not gotten the rest of it done yet. Sorry. Oh, this is the pathetic start for my brother-in-law, and I want to do more of it. I just couldn't fit it in my schedule. So this is all the short I've got on this. Is just one little line. This is a design that my sister asked me to come up with for this quote that he likes. It's not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. And there's a quote by W.B. Cameron. And it's hard to tell from this picture because of the white printing. The sheep that are on here don't show up well. I have another print out of the actual pattern, But there's a peacock here, and then all these little sheep that you count when you're trying to sleep. And then all I've done is just a little start on this border here. So it's pathetic, I know, but that's one of my whips. I'm hoping it's on my WIPGO board for this month. It seems like I've got a lot on my WIPGO board, but I don't know, I did the math and it seemed to work out. Okay, and then this, I don't know that this is on my WIPGO board or not. This is the Nativity Berry by Erica Michaels, and I'm doing this little berry, and in the model they did this on silk gauze, and so all of this blue stitching in the background is it's all stitched, but I'm using a blue fabric. I'm using again that's scissors. Steel blue 25 count Lugana, and this is done 1/1. So I haven't worked on it in a few days, and so I'm kind of stuck here. I've got I'm working on Joseph's robe here, and I haven't got the faces in yet. But I did the wooden stable, and you know. So the difference in this berry and my sister Eve finished the larger berry is that hers doesn't have the stable or the animals that this one has. So there's like a cow and some other animals, you know, and there's little sheep and whatever, as well as the little, you know, stars and squirrels and angels on there. But so I haven't gotten very far on that. I missed it finishing it for this Christmas, but Christmas comes every year. So that's the smaller of the nativity bear. You can see the stable here and the angels. Yeah, so that's that one. Hold on just 1 second. I dropped my scissors. I'm getting that one out. Excuse me, just a second. All right, and then I have two more. Two more whips, and I have one whip that two more whips that have come up for my that were in this pile, but that came up for my January WIPGO pools, so I'll show those in a minute. But I am hoping, and I don't know, I have the rest of today until tonight when we're going over to my sister-in-law's house for New Year's Eve festivities, and I don't know that that I can take this with me. But I was hoping to get this finished by, this year. This little frosty, it's very small. It's only 62 by 45, right? So I thought, I can whip that easily. Whip that out and be done with it. No, it's a lot of stitches. That hat and these little trees, that's a lot of stitching. And the border actually just, it's a lot of stitching. These little snowflakes. Yeah. So this is Frosty. This is a little freebie from Luminous Fiber Arts, Misty Pursel. And this is, I think it was in her newsletter for her, supporters. So this is where I am, working on his hat. And instead of doing it in red, I decided to do it in this blue color. And I already made a mistake right here. As I was doing this, I'm like, this is not coming out right. I have it lined up right on the T and blah, 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 and over this snowflake. And that's lined up right. And then I realized the Y is over one too far. And what it is right here. Between the R and the O, I'm two squares instead of one. This is done 1/1 on, this is 22 count Hardinger. The same fabric that I used for the gnome for the holidays. And I finished the, I didn't FFO it, but I finished it, called Good Must I Be. The Santa Claus, so Santa will come visit me or something like that. So this is another piece of that, section of that fabric called Frosty, and there's a little side of his bottom snowball and his hat. So I may or may not be able to finish this one today. And if I do, it'll be my last finish for 2022, excuse me, before I start 2023. So we shall see if I'm able to accomplish that. I'll announce it in on Facebook or something if I'm able to get that done in time. Sorry, I'm having a little mess here. So, two, well, one thing that was on my WIPGO board, and where, I don't know where the picture is. Excuse me 1 second. I seem to have mislaid it. Maybe it's in here. I don't know. Sleepy Hollow. This is a mystery cell from Tinymodernist, and I seem to have misplaced the printout of the picture. I know I have it. I just can't find it now offhand. Sorry. 1 second. Let me look for 1 second. So, I did find the picture. I had it stuck behind something. This is Sleepy Hollow by Tinymodernist. It was a mystery cell. In maybe 2019, something like that. But so I have completed this section. And right now, my call is to work on this section here, and I'm hoping to do these as individual drums. I'm not cutting them apart yet. They're on this fabric that I dyed myself. I think it's 32 count linen. I don't know. It could be 28. It's probably 28 count. Like even weave or something. So this is the first section. I did this. I completed this, I don't know, last year before last. But so this is the part 2. This was on my WIPGO this past year, and so I'm still working on it. So I think I did all the wording here, and then I just have to, do all the other stuff. There's ghosts, these skeletons and the tombstones and all that. Oh, this spider, that's what I just started on this spider. But, so, there's a lot to do on that still. That's why that was stuck together. There's something sticky on there. Okay. So yeah, Sleepy Hollow, this part 2 section. So they each have like a little border on them, a partial border on them. So the border itself is done, but just yeah. So anyway, that's, and they also have a little circle design for the top of the drum, and I haven't done any of those yet either. So. Because I wasn't sure, like, of the spacing on them, but that's what this excess fabric is for. So hopefully I'll get some more progress done on that. I don't know. But so yeah, this is a big piece of fabric that I have set aside for them, for the 4 sections. If I ever get them done, I don't know. It remains to be seen. So, yeah. So this is one of my WIPGOs for January. One of my WIPGO pulls for January. And then another one is, the other one is, okay, one of my, what I'm calling Rabbit Part 1. And that is, I had a mistake actually on my WIPGO board, because I had it as February, May, June, and July. I thought the March and April ones were finished, but it's actually the February and March ones that are finished. So I have here April, May, June, and July. I want to work on them, and some of them are barely started, mostly. Like this is April, and I just have one of the bunnies partially done. That's April. In May, this is May. And these are all by Ink Circles, Tracy Horner of Ink Circles. So I just have this. This one is sharing a fabric with November, I think. So, but this is May. Just has a very little start on it. This is the November one. I did more on that, but so this is May, and that's on this, WIPGO Part 1. I don't know if I've got the rabbits for Part 2 on there. I don't know. This is June. These little bunnies with the little hearts on them. And this is how far I've gotten on that one. And this is sharing a fabric with something else too. So that's June. And these are all done on, September. I got more of September done, so I don't know. I may be able to finish those if I get around to working on them. But so, there's, what did I say? June. And this is July. And this one has a very little start also. It's just that little, just one of the little corners. It goes like this, I think. So these are all on Murano Carré, 32 count Murano Carré from Hobby Lobby. I'm doing them all on this fabric. The January one I finished, not this past year, 2022, but the year before, 2021, as part of cross stitch camp, and I decided to do all of them, all 12 of them. They call for silk threads, and I had never stitched with silk before. So, oops, I'll put this over here because I don't want to lose it. So that was my challenge for cross stitch camp, was to stitch in silk because I'd never used it before. And so they're all in silk. They have I think it's like maybe 13 different colors that are all used in different combinations on those 12 charts. So it's the same set of 13 colors, but just using, like I said, in different combinations. So, so I didn't have to buy that many threads, to do them all in silks. And then also on my WIPGO board for next year, is to do FFOs, right? So the FFOs that were called in those two months that were called that were number 6 and number 10, are the numbers that were called for January for next month. So Midnight Meow is one. This is a Jan Lin kit, and I don't know if I have the information on the individual designer. I probably have this picture somewhere, I don't know. But this is Midnight Meow, and this is also one of my oldest WIPs, like from the 90s, I would imagine. But so this is one of my FFO goals. One of my goals. And another one is this safari pattern elephant, and I don't have the design or anything like that handy right now. I have to dig around and find it. But this is one that I finished in probably 2017. I probably had the chart, for ages, and I had never done it finally. But I did the elephant here, and this is on, looks like 16 or 18 count Ada. But yeah, that's really pretty. So I want to FFO that. I don't know how yet, what exactly I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to do that. probably frame it, and this one will probably be a stand-up. Yeah, so that's my FFO polls for the month of January. And then for new starts, I'm not quite sure what I want to do. Like I said, I haven't committed myself to anything specifically for new starts yet for those 2 months. For this month, I mean, those 2 polls. I might do the cottage garden samplings. They're 12. They have 12. Animals. A year in the woods. It's called. So I might do 2 of those as new starts, or I might. I have a bazillion patterns to do new starts from. So I have to look at my. I have some that are kitted up, at least with fabric, for the pattern, and I have actually a couple of kits that I actually need to get working on because I'm planning on them as gifts. So maybe I'll do those. But yeah, so I have to sort of like look through my. Like I said, I've got some that are kitted up and ready to go as far as fabrics are concerned, and others that are just like things that I've bought recently that I've got in a pile of right now, and so yeah, I have to. I think I'm gonna work on maybe those 2 things that are were kits that I bought recently. And they were just like, kits from, I think they were at Hobby Lobby or something, But, I want to talk about this. I'm out of my big bandage now. So, we had to buy some, larger size Band-Aids. And I might take this one off for a little while because I think I caught one of the stitches under here, under the sticky part. I didn't quite put it in the right place. But I did have the big bandage taken off. I do have my stitches still until Friday. I'll have the stitches taken out. It looks kind of ugly. And I was kind of, they said to when you're just sitting around relaxing, take the bandage off and air it out with a little bit, And I was airing it out a while ago, but I thought I'd put the bandage on there because, I didn't want to show off my ugly stitches on here. But at least I can, I was able to shower, and I was, I still can't, get this grungy or whatever, but I was able to put a little bit of lotion on my knuckles and like that, so I'm very happy with that. And, but anyway, so that is what I've got going on. And I'm hoping to do, like I said, all that stuff that for next month. So I've got my WIPGO polls, my FFO polls, and I think I have a couple of ideas for new starts. The 2 new starts that I'm going to work on for January. Yeah. Let me think if there's anything else I was going to talk about. I don't think so. I don't know. So, yeah, and today's New Year's Eve, so we're gonna have some things to do tonight, and get the New Year started off with a bang. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so this has gone on long enough. An hour and a half. So I will see you all next week. Hopefully everything will be on track and going well. And if I'm lucky, I'll get this Frosty finished, and it'll be my last finish of the year. And if not, I'll come very close, I think. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next year in 2023, next Saturday. That's it. Okay. All right. Bye.